It's been 2 months since the launch of Apple Vision Pro, and that's enough time for the hype to die down and for me to revisit my review. How do I feel about it now? Do I still use it, or is it just an expensive paperweight? Are there any compelling new apps, new experiences? And do I still think that Vision Pro is the future of computing? Hi, I'm MICHAELJOSH, your gadget matchmaker, and over the last decade, I've made it my job to show people around the world that tech can be easy, fun, and exciting. On this channel, I give you special access to the products I review, the events I attend, and all the interesting people I get to meet along the way. So, if you're still curious about Apple Vision Pro, give this channel a like and subscribe, and I'll help you find the right device to match your needs. This is my Apple Vision Pro review after the hype. I still can't believe it. It is already April 2024. Where has the time gone? Over the last few months, even after my 2-part review was published, I have continued to use Vision Pro. These days, putting it on is the most normal thing to me. It's just like starting up my Mac or unlocking my iPhone. I feel extremely comfortable computing in space, and things just make sense. These days, my eyes are so used to just using them to point, and my fingers don't have to be up in the air if I'm trying to pinch or select an item. I'm pinning windows all around me, all at different distances away. iVision Pro for work, play, relaxation, and entertainment. At home, and while traveling. Last month, I took it on a couple of trips, including to Paris for Fashion Week, and even in business class, where everyone gets a large screen, nothing beats the immersive experience of an even larger screen and the ability to retreat to an environment. Speaking of environments, it's probably one of my most used features. Whether that be a quiet place for a meditation, or when I'm overstimulated and want to concentrate and finish writing a script. I think one of the things that really makes these environments so believable is that the audio matches the environment you're in. So on the moon, it's eerily quiet, and at Yosemite, it's a bit windy. The beach environment is still coming soon, and I really can't wait to escape to a beach, hear the sound of the waves, and see palm trees swaying in the breeze. Taking the lead from Disney Plus, Max, the app formerly known as HBO Max, also just released one environment, the Throne Room from Game of Thrones, with the Iron Throne front and center. I'm not quite sure if it's somewhere I want to be alone at night with all the lights out. One of the things I love about Apple Vision Pro is the infinite possibilities for multitasking. I lead a very busy lifestyle, so it's important that I get to run tasks simultaneously, which is why I love having this video's sponsor, the eufy S1 Pro. It's a flagship robot vacuum unlike anything you've seen before. I can be fully immersed in a movie while my apartment gets cleaned, and I don't have to lift a finger. With the revolutionized floor washing system and 8,000 pascals of suction power, it can effortlessly pick up dust and dirt across different floor types with just one pass, and reach even the toughest corners in your space. It's got 3D Matrix eye technology, which is one of the most advanced navigation systems with 750 times more precise object recognition. So there's no need to worry about it getting stuck when there are common household obstacles on the floor. It can even react to moving objects. If you have hardwood floors or tiles and they get dirty often, maybe from cooking, this is where the eufy S1 Pro truly shines. Its mop mimics scrubbing the floor by hand, applies the right amount of pressure to get rid of stains, and rotates upward so it effectively lifts dirt off the floor. Unique to the eufy S1 Pro is the always clean rolling mop. There are 2 water tanks inside the robot, one for clean water and another for dirty water. So it can get the mop wet with a constant stream of fresh water while it squeezes out dirty liquid into the dirty water tank. That way, dirt doesn't get spread around like the usual rotating mop pads. And because it cleans itself, it also minimizes the need to return to the station just to wash the mop. Speaking of the station, its fresh water tank, wastewater tank, dust bag, and cleaning fluid all fit inside this compact design, making it easier to find a spot for it, especially if you don't have a lot of space to begin with. And on days when I don't have my phone with me, I love that I can control the vacuum up here. And it's tall enough so I don't have to squat or bend over. Of course, the S1 Pro Uni-Clean station can empty the dustbin, wash the roller mop, dry it afterwards, refill the tank with clean water, and collect dirty water. From here, it also generates sterilized water and dispenses the cleaning solution right before a mopping task. If you want clean floors and don't have a lot of time, check out the eufy S1 Pro using the Kickstarter link below so that you can get 40% off your order. Thanks to eufy for sponsoring this video. Earlier today, my mom surprised me with a spatial video of my new nephew, Damien. And I couldn't help but hold back tears as he stared at me. In previous videos, I've talked about the potential of looking back at spatial videos that you or other people close to you have captured. Finally getting one that meant a lot to me was the exact tug of heartstrings that makes the experience of Vision Pro so special. I've seen photos and videos of Damien before, but because of the immersive nature of spatial video, this one felt like our first face-to-face introduction. Thanks, Mom. This too is the reason why I've been making it a point to film more panoramas and spatial videos of moments I might want to look back in the future.
I'm gonna take more stereoscopic video moments.
Like when my friend's dog Saki got some snow time recently, or when I visited Sagrada Familia with Chai and Alex, or when my friend Carlos flew down from London so that we could have mimosas in Barcelona. Spatial videos are what 3D movies need to be, although admittedly, that's going to be quite a bit difficult to produce. Short documentaries are easier to create, and Apple has a growing catalog of content that showcases what's possible. Called Apple Immersive Video, you can find them on the Apple TV Plus app. I've covered all of them in our review video, and they're all worth checking out. Hopefully, follow-up episodes drop soon. Last week, Apple released a 5-minute sizzle reel from the 2023 Major League Soccer season. When it started raining, it almost felt like you could feel it, and when celebrations were happening in the locker room, it almost felt like I was there. I have been to 2 World Cups with amazing seats. I even got to experience being on the pitch with players just feet away warming up, but I've got to say this experience using spatial video was just as good, if not even better. Being where the action is, or at least feeling like you're in the middle of it, is such a great way to consume content, but apart from spatial video and 3D videos and 3D movies, Vision Pro has become my favorite way to watch any kind of video. I love having it on while lying down on the couch or my bed, and with spring finally here, I can't wait to do it on my patio. The sun just needs to come out. If you haven't seen it yet, Vision Pro is also a great way to experience Taylor's version of her Eras tour on Disney+. IMAX has some 3D documentaries like Superpower Dogs, Pandas, and A Beautiful Planet, all of which are exclusive to Vision Pro if you're not watching it at a theater. And if you're a sports fan, more and more apps have begun supporting multi-view, but I predict this is just the beginning. Right now, you can already watch your favorite sports game, but then have some sports scores and other stats alongside as you watch the game. Finally, John Laporte's concept of a Formula One app that not only has the race, but also gives you a God's eye view of the racetrack so that you can see where all your favorite drivers are live on the map, might finally be made. There's something about the experience of Vision Pro that makes me want to keep putting it back on, and I think that has to do with the concept of spatial computing itself. I love going about my day with computer windows everywhere, switching between real-world tasks like doing my laundry or washing the dishes, and apps that I'd open a computer or look at my phone for. Even more exciting for me is that intersection between the real world and the virtual world. For example, an app called Minder lets me place reminders over real-world objects, like how many days left before I have to descale my coffee machine, and how many days before I have to water my birds of paradise. I've got a battery widget here so I don't have to pull up Control Center all the time, and a weather widget out here so that sunny days don't confuse me. Both are from an app called Widgetsmith. Float Notes lets me make as many sticky notes as I want, and if you know me, I leave them everywhere. Home UI lets me place switches for HomeKit accessories all over my house, so I have little orbs corresponding to each light, and that way I can just look at a light and then pinch to turn them on. Or, if I'm feeling fancy, I can use my wand. Lumos! Finally, an app called Waterminder gives me a 3D visualization of how much water I've had today, which reminds me, you've seen them individually, now let's take a look at all of my widgets as they're placed in this space. There's no doubt about it, my Mac is still my go-to device for getting things done and being productive, but maybe because of how much I paid for it, or maybe because I just want to give the technology a try, I've been finding reasons to involve Vision Pro more. One way is as a larger monitor for my Mac. So for example, maybe I need to write a script. I can work on my couch without having to slouch. Then instead of requiring more screen real estate for other apps, I just open them as separate apps on Vision Pro. Recently, I was thrilled when I discovered that if my Mac is connected, I can use the keyboard and trackpad on my laptop to control Vision Pro apps. It's almost similar to how universal control works between Macs and iPads, except that you can't drag the cursor from the edge of your display into another app because this is Vision Pro, so all you really need to do is look at another app and your keyboard and trackpad will immediately work with that app. Adobe just rolled out a dedicated Firefly app for Vision Pro. It's my go-to for AI-generated images. Last week, Chai's family was in town, and I wanted to gift her new nephew, Lucio, a framed illustration of him swimming with a baby shark. Of course, I can't draw, but generative AI can. So this series of images you're seeing were all created with Firefly on Vision Pro. But forget about sketching, you should really try air painting. I had so much fun with an app called AirDraw, which let me draw all sorts of silly things, like a 3D version of Apple's Hello screen. Chai asked me to paint a dress around her body, and I left myself this special message on April Fool's Day. I've already covered some of my favorite games in part 2 of my Vision Pro review, but here are some new games that I also like, which dropped recently. Luna is a relaxing spatial puzzle game. When I first tried it out, I wasn't sure what to expect, and it started off with me placing what looked like parts of an island together. I kept at it until I built this entire scene with aliens abducting cows. Not only was it super cute, but it was super relaxing. I like that you can even walk up to Luna and give her a tickle. Additional puzzles, though, are available with a subscription, but seeing as how much fun Chai had on her puzzle, I definitely think it's worth it. Lego Builder's Journey is another puzzle-solving platformer, perfect for Lego fans just like me. Available on most, if not all consoles, the game really comes alive on Vision Pro, and it involves placing down Lego bricks to solve all kinds of puzzles. Spire Blast is like Candy Crush plus Jenga. The goal is to throw colored blocks at matching blocks on a tower using the principles of physics to topple over the entire tower. Alto's Odyssey Lost City takes the stunning sandboarding game, which we've enjoyed on Apple Arcade, but the only difference is that on Vision Pro, you use your fingers to jump over rocks, do tricks in the air, and collect items. We've still got a long way to come, but every day, more and more apps are added to the App Store. TikTok has an official Vision Pro app, so now you can just sit back and scroll through TikToks on a big screen. Google has yet to release any of its apps, so there's no YouTube, there's no Gmail, and unsurprisingly, Meta hasn't done either, so there's no WhatsApp or Instagram. Thankfully, there are third-party alternatives. There's Juno or Moon Player for YouTube, WhatsApp VR for WhatsApp, Silver for Instagram, and Vision Tunes for Spotify. Don't sleep on iPhone and iPad apps that are also being optimized for Vision Pro. Recently, I've enjoyed keeping up with my Duolingo streaks and reading books on my Kindle app, both on Vision Pro. Early last month, Vision OS 1.1 rolled out, bringing with it an update to Persona Beta. Personas are what Apple calls your digital alias, and it is by far the most realistic avatars I've ever used. This update includes the following: add-ons to enroll your persona hands-free, improved hair and makeup appearance, and improved neck and mouth representation. To demonstrate what those changes look like, here's what my original persona looked like, and here's the updated one. I definitely look more like myself in the new persona. I agree, the way my neck looks like is much more realistic, but more importantly, while there is still a blur around my face, it's not as dramatic as before, which was one of the complaints of Gear Diary's Judy Stanford. How do you feel?
It's a little discombobulating to see you because there's a weird background and your ears are very blurry.
Rendering for eyesight is also supposedly better, but can you tell the difference? Filming this on another day because just as I had wrapped up this video, Apple dropped a major Vision Pro feature, and it's one that in the original video I said we really need right now. I love the idea of collaboration in this extended reality space, so wouldn't it be great if someone else could put on a second pair of Vision Pro and join you in your own space so that you could share the same apps and the same windows? That wishlist item is now possible. Two Vision Pro users can come together for shared experiences in the same space. And it uses two existing technologies from Apple, FaceTime and Shared Play, plus a new one called Spatial Persona. To start, hop on a FaceTime call with another Vision Pro user, look for this icon to turn on Spatial Persona, and when the other party does the same, they will float like a 3D hologram in your space. You can pinch to move them around. For example, I moved my friend Tommy to my couch, and while in a session, you can do things together as long as an app supports Shared Play. You can watch videos on Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus. In her post, Justine described it like Crystal and I were on her bed watching a movie with her.
The coolest demo of this is when we were watching a movie together and everyone was lined up on my bed, which is also a little awkward. So Michael was next to me, Crystal was all the way on the other side of the room, and it actually sounded like she was far away. You can have up to 5 people on a call at the same time, and this is the best update ever.
You can also play games too. Here you'll see Jace, Justine, and I using Game Room, and it felt like we were sitting around a table playing Yahtzee. Later that night, I also enjoyed a version of Battleships with Crystal.
Hello.
And dare I say, because of all the animations, it was more fun than the real thing. All in all, I had a great time, and it felt like my friends who all live thousands of miles away came to my apartment for an impromptu game night. But it's not all fun and games. You can also work on a presentation or a mind map on freeform. Here, I was giving the girls a rundown of my planned looks and having them pick their favorites. All in all, it's like FaceTime on steroids, and personally, the next best thing to meeting in person. It's definitely something, though, that you need to experience firsthand to fully appreciate. Crystal and I spent an hour just catching up, and because it felt like she was really here on my couch having a conversation with me, compared to, say, a regular FaceTime call, this one felt more real. And I understand sometimes technology, in an effort to be more immersive, sometimes strips us of our humanity and disconnects us from the real world. So to have a piece of tech that brings us together and evokes such a strong emotional response tells me that Apple is onto something here. Not only do I think this could be a killer feature for Vision Pro, but I have a hunch this could revolutionize communication forever. And that was Apple Vision Pro Revisited after the hype. I know it's been only 2 months, but I will say that now that the return period is long gone, I still use Vision Pro every day and I still enjoy it. Do I still think that it's the future of computing? I definitely do. I know we still have a long way to come, but with the amount of apps being added to the store every day, new experiences being invented, I just can't begin to fathom what the next year, the next 2 years, and the next 5 years will look like. In the meantime, if you'd like to experience Vision Pro and you live in the US, you should definitely book an appointment at the Apple Store, or maybe slide into my DMs, because I have been giving a lot of Vision Pro demos to many of my friends, and it's been something that I've really enjoyed lately. Also, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that bell icon so that you get notified as soon as we upload new videos. So there's definitely more Vision Pro content coming your way. Follow me on social media for all the behind the scenes fun stuff, and for news and updates, make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm Michael Josh. Thanks for dropping by.